This is like simple as hell when you say it, but I think it bears saying. If we want to change the Senate, turns out we have to change the senators. And we can't keep sending the same folks again and again and again who promise to just like mention us, mention the needs of Black and brown folks when they get in there. But I think Black folks are better and we're worth more than just a vote for the least worst white male millionaire.
Hey, Grill fam, I'm Jared Keith Gaynor, managing editor of politics and Washington correspondent at The Griot, and I am here with Pennsylvania State Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, who is running for U.S. Senate. Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, welcome to The Griot. It's a pleasure to have you.
Oh, happy to be back. Good to see you.
So first, it goes without saying that this would be a very historic election for you if you were successful in this race. You would become not only the first Black senator from the state of Pennsylvania, but the first openly gay Black senator. So my first question to you is, what would it mean to you to win this election? And what would that mean to the intersectional communities that you represent?
You know what? I think what this election has already said, and we're going to find out the results here in a week, but just by virtue of me being on the ballot, first openly gay man in American history to be on a ballot for a U.S. Senate, only the second African-American to seek the Democratic nomination, to even seek the nomination in Pennsylvania for this race. And a part of what I hope it shakes loose is these misconceptions about who is a viable candidate, what an electable candidate looks like. But additionally, that there are folks who are sitting on the sidelines right now who might be thinking to themselves, you know, I'm from a poor working class family. I don't fit the mold of candidates that I've seen come before me. And you know what? That's not only a historic thing, but in many ways, that's the point. Because if we're ever going to have any hope, for real, any hope of fulfilling the fullness of the American promise, then you have to have the fullness of the American experience represented in rooms where big decisions are being made, particularly in the US Senate.
You are currently outside of the Congress trying to get, essentially you're at the door banging and trying to get in. What is your assessment of the current state of the US Senate? What do you think that you can bring to the Senate?
I mean, the Senate is broken. You know, Mitch McConnell says it's fine, but you know, he's like, you know, he's comfortable, I guess, operating in the mess of his own making, because on so many things that matter, it gets to the Senate and just dies. And this is not about like which party wins. It's about what the impact is on real people. And so this is like simple as hell when you say it, but I think it bears saying. If we want to change the Senate, turns out we have to change the senators. And we can't keep sending the same folks again and again and again who promise to just like mention us, mention the needs of Black and brown folks when they get in there. But I think Black folks are better and we're worth more than just a vote for the least worst white male millionaire. We can actually be in those positions ourselves. And when you have a working person in the Senate, I think whether we're talking about judicial appointments or cabinet officials who the senators need to give advice and consent, whether we're talking about projects that they are investing in, whether we're talking about issues that are bubbled up, be it the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act or the John Lewis Voting Rights Act or the Equality Act, you have somebody in me who people don't have to guess or gamble or wonder what I'm going to do. They know where I'm going to stand and what I'm going to fight for, because I'm not just fighting for them, I'm fighting for myself and for the people that I love best.
You are just days away from a primary vote.
Right.
And voters are deciding who they want to vote for. Why should they vote for you over your opponent?
Because they can trust me to go to Washington and fight like hell for them every day. People know I'm not a safe harbor for nonsense. They've seen me fight, but they've also seen me welcome my Republican colleagues who've been on Fantasy Island. They see me welcome them back to the dock of reality and try to get things done on issues that matter. We are in a critical moment right now. This is not playtime. This is a critical moment where so many things that sounded inconceivable, maybe even a year ago, are becoming reality. And in this moment, we need to send our best fighters.
We have way too much free content over here at The Griot. Stream a world with free entertainment, lifestyle, and news content. celebrating Black excellence 24/7. Download the Griot now. It's free. The Griot,